All right, so there you go. You see the teams. Final boss talking about strategy. Instinct wondering why everybody's standing up. It's the 7th inning stretch here at the MLG Pro Circuit Championship Sunday, and we're here at Game 9. This is going to be King of the Hill in the pit. Now, Puckett and I are excited because as we're having this game go on, we've got somebody up here in the booth with us. We've got Legend Pimps. Now, you're sitting here, you're watching this, and you're trying to find out who you're playing next, right?
Right.
So far, based on what you've seen, who would you rather face up against?
Well, we want to play Instinct because we're already 3-0 against them in the series, so I would love to play them over Final Boss because we just got done landing with the Final Boss, and they're pretty good with our strat.
All right, so here we go. We're going to kick it off with strong side from Final Boss. As we said, this is King of the Hill on the pit. Puckett, take it away.
And the match is all tied up 4-4, and it's the best of 11. So first team to reach 6 will meet up with your team, Legend, in the championship bracket, or championship match, actually. So, like you said, you'd rather see Instinct get there. Do you think they can pull it out here against Final Boss?
I don't know. Final Boss is really good at King of the Hill, so I would like to see them Instinct beat them, but I don't know. There's no talent at this point.
What would be Final Boss's strengths here on Pit King of the Hill?
If they gave Ogre to the sniper.
At red sniper, snipe. He's down at red.
So right now we got Ogre 1 with the sniper. Let's check him out now. Putting a shot on Lunchbox, who's in the green box. Now, who is if you see a player with the sniper, who is the one you back down from?
Ogre 2, always.
Ogre 2, always.
He's kind of nasty sometimes. Now, the thing about Final Boss that always impresses me is it seems like, especially so far this season, they're just out there, they're running. It doesn't seem like they're running around crazy, but these guys will shift off. You'll see Ogre 1 doing objective work suddenly, Ogre 2 in a support role where typically they would be primary slayers. Have you noticed any big difference with Halo 3 in terms of the way teams are playing?
I think if every player is well-rounded, that's the easiest way for the team to win the game. And Final Boss is very well-rounded, in my opinion.
I'm pushing down here, dude. I'm here. Go top turret right now. Spawn behind me.
Well, we're hopping on board now with Victory X. He just took out Ogre 1 with his sniper. Now he's got a sniper of his own. So Victory X sitting here in Sword. Not the best place to be sitting when you have sniper in the hills right below you.
Yeah, typically I would.
Down.
Typically you do what? I'm sorry.
Typically I would. If I had the sniper, I would be on one of the turrets at least. You have a good protection, because of the shield up top. The only time that you should have the sniper down low is when you know that none of the enemies are going to be near you.
Gotcha, well, we have Victory X now pushing back in. The hill has moved to the other side of the map. Now we saw Final Boss make a transition, and it seems it caught Instinct completely off guard.
I got killed from our training. You gotta wait.
Victory X taken out once again, but on the other side of the map, we have Roy here with the new overshield. Now, how important is the overshield on Pit? Talk to me a little bit about that.
I think the OS is probably the #1 priority. Besides the rockets, once you grab the OS, you can basically push up, and the rest of your teammates should do the same thing. As soon as you start pushing up, they should be right behind you, or at least on the other side of the map, pushing with you at the same time.
Now, these side hills, it seems that teams pick up much more time than they do with the middle hill. What is the ideal setup?
I would have one guy in the hill, and then I would have one guy on the turret. The guy in the hill would typically watch the hallway, and then the other 2 players should be at least watching Swordbridge or rockets at the same time. Kind of change it up. If you start seeing one player push from one side of the map, typically the others are close by.
Well, right now we're checking out as Ogre 1 picks up the rockets. Walshy's got a sniper, and so does Strongside. So Final Boss looks like they just ran into a Halo arsenal.
It could be ugly from here.
And Roy is the first one to feel the wrath of that sniper rifle coming from Strongside. Let's check him out as he's making his way to top turret like you were talking about.
Exactly.
I got it. Our court, with the other turret. 2 guys in the court.
Now, as I was mentioning in our cast earlier, I really haven't heard much about Imp, Soldier, and Fear. Can you tell us a little bit about your teammates that are on Team Classic?
Well, we were always preparing for tournaments, and we would always want to go, and at the last minute we would always change it up, and we wouldn't end up going together, but we were always online champions, and we finally got to put that to the test when we got to Meadowlands.
They're going to be coming Gamma. Watch Gamma.
All right, well, we're on board now with Macchio from Instinct. His team already trailing by about 30 seconds. We've seen Final Boss pull away in the early parts of the games in the objective. and Instinct unable to come back. If you're a player on Instinct, what do you need to do in this situation?
If I'm a player on Instinct, I'm going to make sure my communication is 10 out of 10, and I'm going to let my players on my team know exactly where the opposing players are. And you need to make sure that you get control. And if you're just running around, like a random player that doesn't know what they're doing, you're not going to win the game.
Once again, hearing it from a pro who's sitting in the championship bracket waiting to play one of these teams, communication is the key. All you players at home, you got to be able to tell your teammates where your opponents are and also where you are and what you're doing and how you can help your team.
Well, we're checking out now. Roy on a freaking run right here. He just picked up a double kill. His team has picked up 20 seconds in the meantime, and Ogre One finally put a stop to it.
Puckett, I'm looking at the energy from Instinct. I'm looking at the body language. They still don't seem like they're completely in this game. It's almost as if they feel like they're the ones who got knocked down to the loser bracket.
Well, we're hopping back on board with Ogre One. He's the guy with the sniper rifle. And he is looking to do some dirty damage.
And he is the only one alive, too, so he needs to use that sniper wisely.
Now, what do you think about that? He could have fired off a shot. Did he hold it for a reason?
Well, obviously, you just saw that. He just sniped Roy, and now they're aware of where he's at, so he needs to be careful.
Dodging a second grenade, nearly took him down. On the other side of the map, we have Victory X, who's up here in the sniper rifle tower. He's in the turret position, as you guys like to call it.
Top turret!
And he just blamed strong side right there. Now, what do you think about Victory X? In Halo 2, he became kind of a silent name in the middle of the season. Towards the end, he started heating up again. How is he in Halo 3?
I think he's a really good player. I mean, based on the 3-0 that we ended up giving them, he still put up a fight on his team. I don't know.
All right, on the 3-0.
I got to pause that right. Just based on the fact that we embarrassed them, he was the guy who stood up. I like that. That's classy. You're up here at the booth and you're still letting them have it a little bit.
I got to be confident. If you're not confident in Kagi, you're not going to win.
I hear you. I believe you 100%. You believe you win or else you don't. That's the way it goes in any sport.
Well, Victory still trying to sit up top. Now, I'm noticing that no one from Instinct is in the hill. There's 4 players alive. They have control of the rockets. They have control of the sniper rifle, but they're not playing an objective game type.
Well, I mean, you just seen a player on Final Boss had the overshield, and he ended up looking on the turret, which is strong side. The reason why they weren't in the hill at the moment was because they needed to find out exactly where every player on Final Boss was, and now that they ended up locating them, they had to give them a big fight because of the overshield.
All right, well, we're checking out as Roy is picking up easy hill time, but over here we got strong side with the sniper rifle trying to sneak around the Instinct base. There's Lunchbox, and Lunchbox hits the melee strong side just a bit too high to connect with his. Let's hop back over with Victor X, who's pushing through green box.
Inhale weak.
Now, out of all the teams you played this weekend, who would you say gave you the biggest challenge? Who do you expect to be finishing very high in San Diego?
Actually, Carbon gave us even though it was a 3-0, they still gave us a run for our money. Every game was very close, 50-49 games, and then the Hill games were like, we would win by 10 seconds, and I mean, it would just come down to the last 1 minute of the game to who would win.
Now, everyone on our forums is hating on Carbon. Anything to silence the haters? What do you have to say about Carbon's performance? Who's hot for them, who's not?
Carbon's really good. I think if they would have had a land before the event, I think they would have done much better, but based on their team and speaking with other pros, I think Ghost Ayami was their strongest player.
Which is interesting. Again, we mentioned how Ghost Ayami was getting lit up on the forums prior to this event.
He backed up. Come right now. There's no moving right now.
Checking out Ogre One now as he's got the sniper rifle.
You know what? It's been kind of sneaky here, but they built a 35-second lead with seemingly not getting in the hill, which is kind of interesting if you're Instinct. You can be around the hill and then get a couple seconds at a time. But as Legend told us earlier, they apparently seem to know what they're doing here. They're taking their time. They're setting up so they can get those chunks of time.
And they're one of the final 3 teams here out of 256 people.
Absolutely. So obviously they know something about playing Halo 3.
Well, we're looking at strong sides getting hill time. Ogre One was just waiting for that shot. He knew Victory was going to come out and he would be distracted. Ogre One taking advantage of it.
Blue pit. It's coming up. Blue train. One shot. Blue snipe 1. And another one, blue snipe 1, blue cork, 2 up, lift up.
And now Ogre One knows they're coming up behind him, but he tried to get the guy out of the hill. What do you think about that play?
Well, I mean, from what it looked like, 2 players on Final Boss were dead. It was just 1 player on the sniper. So although he knew they were coming up behind him, he was going to take his chance on getting the guy out of the hill, which was the smartest thing to do, in my opinion.
All right, well, let's hop on board with Lunchbox. He was trying to get hill time. He's taken down. We're hopping on board with his twin brother. Now, this is the battle of the twins. What's your opinion on which pair's better?
Hey, well, the Ogres have been around a long time. They've always been used to winning. I think the Ogres have the advantage.
That's a very diplomatic answer, I gotta tell you. I like that.
Red flag.
Legend Pimps. Great player, smart person.
No, doesn't want to drive a wedge too far between any players there, 'cause then they're going to come gunning for him. But absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my mouth shut a
And
little
check
bit.
it out as Final Boss has just retaken the lead. It all started with Strong Side getting in the hill. Ogre 1 was protecting him, and now they have switched roles as Ogre 1 is sitting in the hill, and Strong Side is sitting in that sniper tower.
Rocket should have been up. Let's go in red green, I think.
All right, guys, but we are going to lay out for about a minute or so as we listen in with what's going on the Final Boss side of the map.
Nice shot, Dave. Hold it. Green's clear. Rocket's coming through clear.
At the court, one shot. One shot at snipe spawn.
Two dead. Grab flag. Or grab hill.
I got it.
Hold it. Shot, I need it. To the hallway. First one's weak. Both in neither.
One shot at the BR, I think.
At the training. On flag, weak. On hill, weak.
Weak. On top of the turn still. Nice. Let's go. Shoot up,
Watch it. I'm watching camo. What's kind of camo? I'm watching it. Are they for sure? They have sniper. Doctor him. Go doctor.
Is this on there?
You guys just
On the camo. Shoot up the camo. Up the camo. One shot in dark with sniping. I got him. Camo. Watch out. Right there. There's two of them. Our needle.
Our training one shot.
He's
Our
not
training one
done.
shot.
One shot.
Alright, our training one shot, please.
100 flag. I'm getting close up right now.
Oh, yeah, watch that.
100 flag.
Breathe.
In rockets. Let's go. Let's try to get some hill time out of this. 100 flag still. He's on the flag still. Alright.
Guys, tell me out. Where is everyone?
We're here.
One shot.
One at the BR.
Should have just fucking their whole one shot.
Top of the snipe. Top snipe still. Watch hallway. He fell. Okay. I'm watching bridge. You're training. There's a guy.
One shot, snipe one. On the bridge. One shot, snipe one still. In court.
Training Mike.
Turret. Training. Two on training.
One shot. Training.
One's on turret with snipe.
Sniper got me. It's turret. I was reloading. That top of the turret still. In hill from turret. Two dead. He has sniper in hill. Two in hill.
Shoot him at hill.
No, I got at the flag.
Dave's coming. One's a west.
Two flag. It's at 200. At the BR. Blue court. Vacuum's at the shotgun.
Go to red.
One shot blue needle. One shot at red needler. Nice hill time.
I got turret. Courtyard.
All right, well, Final Boss holding on to a 25-second lead right there. We're jumping on board with Lunchbox from the Instinct as he takes down Ogre 2, but he's cleaned up. We're jumping over to his twin brother, though, Roy, who is battling Ogre 1. He goes down. Walsh is moving down for the overshield, but he's running into trouble, and Roy just tearing things up. Victory moving in to clean up the mess. Now Victory backing down there because he has a sniper rifle, doesn't want to lose the first team, looking for the swans on snipe side. Instinct really needs to make a comeback, and they need to do it right now. You can't let Final Boss get a 50, a 40-second lead on you. If you keep it within 30, you keep the game playable. Now, Sean, Legend, you've been playing with Final Boss leading up to this event. How did you guys prepare?
How do we prepare for the tournament, or how do we prepare for Final Boss?
Well, for the tournament and then Final Boss. We'll do a combo question.
Well, to prepare for Final Boss, when we got to their house, obviously we needed the after. Sorry about that. After we got to their house and everything, we needed the right equipment, and we basically just needed our mindsets because we are about to play the #1 team in the world at their house on their home turf, and it was just pretty hard and tough to prepare for that.
So did Final Boss invite you out? How did you guys set that up? Because Team Classic, coming from Final Boss's mind, was a much less known team.
Actually, we were playing them online, and we were beating them over and over and over. And they said, I believe it was Ogre 1. He said, he said, so when are you flying out to Ohio? And I was just like, are you serious? Are you kidding? And he's like, no, I'm serious. When would you want to come out? And I was like, as soon as you want me to.
Really? So you guys packed your bags, moved in for a week?
It was 1 day's notice, and we were all at Final Boss House the next day.
That is awesome. Well, we got Roy here moving for the hill. Now, who paid for the plane tickets? The real question.
Let's just say Final Boss.
All right, so Final Boss paying for practice, and it's paying off here as they are in charge right now in this King of the Hill game. They are going to go up 5-4 unless Instinct makes a big push right now. No, the game is now mathematically over. Final Boss moves up in this series 5-4. But coming up next, we have Team Slayer on Construct. Who's your pick?
Team Slayer Construct, I'm going to say Final Boss.
Final Boss, and why?
They just got the momentum from that game right here that we're watching, and they're very good Slayers, so I think that they'll take the Construct.
All right, Sean. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We know you're going to have to get back up on this main stage, so go ahead and warm up, buddy.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you in the championship match.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot, and good luck.
All right.